Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the most powerful force shaping your life right now isn't your past, your environment, or even your talent? It's your emotional state. That's right, emotions, those invisible electric impulses, are running your show. And the question is this: are you running them, or are they running you? Because here's the truth: emotion is energy in motion. It's not some abstract, soft concept. It's not weakness, it's fuel, and like any fuel, it can either power your dreams or burn them to the ground. How many times in your life have you said something you regretted, not because it was true, but because you were angry? How many decisions have you delayed, not because you lacked knowledge, but because you were afraid? You see, the quality of your life doesn't come down to what happens to you. It comes down to how you feel about what happens to you, and what you do with that feeling. Let me tell you something powerful. You don't get to choose whether or not you feel. You're human. You're going to feel love. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel shame, excitement, rage, gratitude, all of it. But what you do get to choose, what separates those who lead from those who react, is how you respond. Emotional mastery doesn't mean becoming numb. It means becoming intentional, and it starts with your state. You've heard me say it before, state is everything. Every decision, every relationship, every result you've created has been born from a certain state. If you're in a disempowered state, angry, anxious, doubtful, you'll make disempowered choices, but if you're in a peak state, energized, focused, grateful, you make legendary moves. So how do you change your state? You don't wait for your brain to feel better. You get your body to lead. Motion changes emotion. Stand up straight, breathe deep, move with energy, and you literally send signals to your nervous system that say, I've got this. I'm in charge. Here's a tool I want you to remember: the Triad. It's the foundation of state control. 3 things determine your emotion at any given moment: your physiology, how you use your body; your focus, what you're paying attention to; your language, the words you use internally and externally. Change any one of these, and you change how you feel. Change all 3, and you transform your life. If you're focused on what's missing, if your shoulders are slumped, and you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough, what emotion are you going to live in? But if you stand tall, focus on what's possible, and speak powerfully, you feel unstoppable. Now listen to me carefully. You are not your emotions. You are not your fear. You are not your anger. You are the creator of your emotions. You have the power to install new patterns, new meanings, new emotional blueprints. But only if you decide right now that you are no longer going to be the prisoner of your feelings. You're going to become the master of them. Emotion is not your enemy. Emotion is your compass. It's showing you where to go. Fear, that's your invitation to grow. Frustration, that's your cue to shift. Gratitude, that's your secret weapon to break through. Stop resisting your emotions. Start harnessing them. And here's the final piece. Repetition is the mother of skill. You don't master your emotions once. You master them daily, through rituals, through awareness, through training your nervous system like an elite athlete. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your emotional training. So I ask you, are you going to keep letting your emotions drive your decisions? Or are you going to grab the wheel and drive your destiny? Stand up for the part of you that's powerful. Train the part of you that's intelligent. Love the part of you that's afraid. Because the world doesn't need more people suppressing emotion. It needs more people mastering it, owning it, and turning it into fuel for greatness. Master your emotions before they master you. Let's go. Emotion is not just some fluffy concept or psychological afterthought. It's energy. It's fuel. It's raw, potent power moving through your nervous system, shaping your thoughts, your behaviors, and ultimately your destiny. When I say emotion is energy in motion, I mean exactly that. Think about it. The Latin root of the word emotion is immover, which means to move out. Emotion moves us to act. It stirs us. It causes us to lean in or pull away, to engage or to retreat. And yet, most people go through life reacting to their emotions instead of mastering them. They don't drive the energy drives them, but you have a choice. You can learn to direct that energy. Like fire, it can cook your food or burn down your house. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you feel anger, that's energy. What do you do with it? You scream, slam the horn, speed up, or you smile, take a breath and say, they must be having a rough day. Same energy, different direction, different result. And that, my friend, is the difference between emotional slavery and emotional mastery. Think of the most successful people you know, not just in business, but in life. Leaders, parents, artists, entrepreneurs, what do they all have in common? It's not that they don't feel fear, frustration, sadness, or anger. It's that they've trained themselves to use those emotions as signals, not stop signs. They feel fear and they lean in. They feel pain and they use it as drive. They feel disappointment and they let it refine their hunger. The difference is not what they feel, it's how they interpret and use it. That's emotional fitness. That's emotional control, and it doesn't come from being born lucky. It comes from deciding daily to direct your energy consciously instead of being run by emotional autopilot. You've got to understand that emotional energy is at the core of everything you do. Every breakthrough you've ever had, every meltdown, every incredible decision or massive mistake, it all started with a feeling. A charge, that energy either moved through you consciously or unconsciously. When you start becoming the conscious conductor of your own emotion, you start to design your life, not just survive it. Now, emotional mastery doesn't mean pretending you don't feel things. This isn't about emotional suppression or wearing a fake smile. That's called lying to yourself. Real mastery is about awareness. It's about feeling the surge of energy, recognizing its pattern, and choosing the direction. Like a surfer catching a wave, you don't resist the force, you ride it, you learn its rhythm, you learn when to act, when to pause, when to channel, and when to release. And let me be clear, the quality of your life is directly tied to your ability to guide this energy. If you're feeling powerless, stuck, constantly frustrated, it's not your circumstances. It's the meanings you've given them. Emotions are born from meaning. You change the meaning, you change the emotion. You shift the story, you shift your state, and from that state you make entirely different choices. That's the process, that's the game, and when you master it, you master yourself. We live in a world where people are trained to chase goals, careers, relationships, but they're never trained to manage their inner world. They know how to earn, but not how to feel. They know how to build, but not how to bounce back. Emotional intelligence isn't soft, it's strategic. It's the foundation of your leadership, your decision-making, your health, your capacity to love and connect. If you want to win long-term, this is the muscle to train. You don't get to choose whether or not you feel emotions are hardwired into the human experience, but you do get to choose how you respond. That's your power, that's your gift. When anger shows up, when fear knocks on your door, when sadness rises, those emotions are messengers, not masters. They're here to show you something, but if you don't know how to listen, or worse, if you let them drive the bus, your life becomes a roller coaster of reactivity. You've got to become the observer of your emotions, not the victim of them. You've got to develop the awareness to pause and ask, what am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? What's the story I'm telling myself that's creating this emotion? Most people don't even pause, they just react. They yell, shut down, quit, explode, all because they haven't trained the space between stimulus and response. But in that space lies your power. If you want to be unshakable, you have to realize that emotional pain is inevitable, but emotional suffering is optional. Suffering happens when we resist what is, when we cling to a story that doesn't serve us, when we dwell in patterns that rob us of power. But when you own your emotional response, when you realize that you are not your feelings, you are the one who experiences those feelings, you get your power back. This is a radical shift in identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's anxious or angry or insecure, and you start seeing yourself as the author. You become the one who gets to decide what meaning you assign to what happens, because it's not the event, it's the emotion the event creates, and the only way to change your life is to change the way you feel in the moments that matter most. That's why I say emotional mastery isn't a luxury, it's a necessity, because life will test you, you will be disappointed, People will betray you, plans will fall apart. That's not negativity, it's reality. But your ability to bounce back, to reframe, to choose courage over fear, action over paralysis, gratitude over victimhood, that ability is everything. Your emotional state is the invisible filter through which you experience your entire life. You could be in the most beautiful place in the world with the most incredible people. And if your emotional state is poisoned with resentment, fear, or shame, you won't feel the joy. But you could be in the most challenging situation, flat broke, alone, struggling. And if your emotional state is charged with hunger, faith, and resolve, you'll find a way to rise. That's the power of your internal world. And how do you shift that internal world? You start with your body. You start with movement. You start with breath. Because motion changes emotion. Try slumping your shoulders, dropping your head, breathing shallow. And tell me you feel confident. Now stand tall, breathe deep, move with energy, and try to feel depressed. It doesn't work. Why? Because your physiology and your psychology are linked. Your nervous system is always listening, and the fastest way to change how you feel is to change how you move. You've got to train your body to respond with power. Train it daily through rituals, exercise, breathwork, posture, movement. Don't wait for motivation to move. Move to create motivation. This is emotional conditioning. This is how you train your nervous system to associate new meanings, new habits, new patterns. If you want to feel more alive, move like someone who's alive. If you want to feel strong, stand like someone who's strong. You don't wait to feel it. You act as if and the feeling follows, but motion is just one part of the puzzle. You also have to change your focus. Whatever you focus on, you feel. Focus equals reality. If you focus on what's missing, what's broken, what's painful, you will feel lack, you will feel pain, but if you shift your focus to what's working, what's possible, what you can control, you will feel power. It's that simple. Your brain is a meaning-making machine. It's always looking for what to give attention to. So give it a better target. Then there's language. The words you use shape your emotional life. Are you pissed off or a little annoyed? Are you devastated or disappointed? Are you terrified or nervous? The language you use either intensifies your emotion or softens it. Choose wisely. Speak intentionally. Talk to yourself like a champion, not a victim. You are not your feelings. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who directs them, the one who decides what gets to stay and what gets to go. Emotions are visitors. You are the landlord, and some of those visitors are toxic. Fear that paralyzes you, shame that holds you back, anger that blinds you. You've got to be the one to say, not today, not anymore, you don't live here. Because when you take back that control, everything changes. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. You stop fearing emotions and start learning from them. You stop being driven by unconscious patterns and start becoming the architect of your destiny. This is not about being perfect. It's about being powerful. It's about being intentional, and it starts with training, daily. Just like your body, your emotions must be trained, rewired, strengthened, conditioned. You are capable of emotional transformation. You can be the calm in the storm, the fire in the darkness, the light in someone else's life. But first, you've got to master the storms within you. And that begins now.